Hello friends and fellow pupils. Today we are here to tell you of the history of a massive killing event known as Darfur in Sudan. Many innocent African farmers and nomads were slaughtered or moved from their native lands to the fault of the Janjaweeds, and still continues to this day. These people were part of a funded Arab militia. The name translates roughly to devils on horseback. After independence from Great Britain in 1956, Sudan was engulfed into two elongated civil wars during the end of the 1900s. These conflicts started in the northern economic, political, and social domination of the southern Sudanese, and they were mostly non-Muslim and non-Arab. In 2003, two Darfur rebel movements challenged the Sudanese government. They were known as the Sudan Liberation Army, SLA, and the Justice and Equality Movement, also known as JEM. On March 4, 2009, Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir became the first sitting president to be indicated by ICC for directing a campaign of mass killing, rape, and pillage against civilians in Darfur. The arrest warrant for Bashir follows the arrest warrants issued by the ICC for former Sudanese Minister of State for the Interior Ahmed Arun and the Janjaweed militia leader Ali Kushayb. The government of Sudan has not surrendered either suspect to the ICC.
Yes, you in the back, you have a question, yes, no?
Mr. Coffee, don't you think we should expand more on why this happened in the first place?
Let's switch to camera 2 and find out. Yes! 300,000 total have been killed since it started in 2003. Some combatants are made up of rebel groups, notably the SLA and the JEM, recruited primarily from the non-Arab Muslim Fur Zakawa and Masalit ethnic groups.
So how do you think this went down?
Another village's down, we can't be stopped!
Hey, drop your weapons and let these innocent people go!
Yo, good one! Ooh.
Sir, thank you for saving a village. You are a true hero. What was that? No! I'll save us, hero! No! Who are you, brave soldier?
I'm a Union soldier sent to the United Nations mission in Darfur. But for 10 years now, you've been attacked by the Janjaweeds. Would you like to help save your people?
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah, let's go win our land back for our people.
When do you think we'll get our land back?
I don't know. All I know is I'll fight back as soon as I fall.
The Janjaweed were also after oil supplies and natural resources in the area. Darfur had suffered a huge population loss, starting with 6 million people. 100,000 dying to combat and 180,000 to disease and sickness. Many have sought out the groups that have committed these murders, but there are too many people to apprehend. In 2006, the Sudan Liberation passed the Darfur Peace Agreement. The Darfur Peace Agreement was signed by the government of Sudan and Darfur-based rebel groups with the intention of ending the Darfur conflict, which was also passed in 2006. What is life like in Darfur, you ask? Well, let me show you. In April 2006, a game called Darfur is Dying was made for a competition created by MTV to start awareness for the genocide known as Darfur.
Let's go to the secret compartment. Today's letter asks, what are the areas in Darfur? Well, there are 3 areas in Darfur: North Darfur, West Darfur, and South Darfur. North Darfur is a semi-desert and often has droughts. It is the center of Abala Amel herders who bargain with both Arab and non-Arab people. West Darfur is controlled by Jebel Mama Massif, where Darfur's greatest rivers run. It contains the most fertile land in the country. South Darfur is home to Bulgaria, who are also known as Cattle people. Overall, Darfur was the size of the country of France. It was only a portion of the actual country of Sudan, though.
So we can all see how hard it is to live in Darfur with these struggles. You may ask what was going on during the intense time period of this terrible genocide that is still going on today. Well, as the genocide was going on, it caused tensions to rise in countries that neighbor Sudan, such as Chad or the Central African Republic. There have been accusations that the Janjaweeds have attacked in places in Chad. Hundreds of thousands of refugees sought out safety, so they crossed into the 2 countries. The social lives of the people in these countries were affected because they were no longer safe and often had to fight to stay alive. Famine-related effects and war resulted in over 4 million people being displaced, and some records say that over 2 million were killed. Oh, Mike, did you have something to add?
Thanks, Joe. I did. As the genocide was going on, Darfur remained underdeveloped, lacking infrastructure, which all led to corruption. The neglect made it easier for the Janjaweed militia to attack and invade these innocent civilians. The Sudanese people have tried to make peace with the Janjaweed many times, but the Janjaweed never accepted, so the fight still continues today. Eventually, in 2008, the UN sent UNAMID troops to calm the tensions in Darfur. The UNAMID soldiers were authorized to use force to protect the civilians, and there were over 26,000 people that were part of this UNAMID force, but some lacked the equipment necessary to protect the civilians. In March of 2009, an arrest warrant was issued for Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir for crimes against humanity, and in 2010, one arrest warrant was for causing a genocide. The government has failed to arrest him, which is causing more tension and rebellion, with increased violence and protests.
Recently, on March 19, 2014, peacekeepers in Darfur said they had received recent reports of villages that were attacked and burned. After the UN expressed concern over the increasing number of internally displaced persons, UNAMID stated that the attacks in Hashaba, about 100 kilometers northwest of the city El Fasher, state capital of North Darfur.